Good Saturday morning. US 97 northbound Oregon. We are we're at mile marker 67. We left Klamath Falls this morning just about 5 minutes to 6. As soon as I was able to get on the road, I was on the road. Rolled out of the Pilot. And immediately, immediately after, basically, you get on the road, there's the way station right there. Hey. So went in there, got pulled in for my paperwork. The DOT officer in there, she was a very nice woman, nice and professional, which I appreciate that. Kind of scared her with my 6-inch thick permit book with everything labeled, everything neat, everything organized, every piece of accessory paper that I needed to have to go with the permit, I had. So she was very, she said, that's the way we need to have it. Neat, clean, organized, don't waste time. So, unfortunately, I got a bit of a warning for the tax identifier, whatever that actually does. Speed limit's 55, dummy. Speed limit's 55 for you as well, meathead. So, we got the warning for that. I made sure to get, she could have just given me a verbal, says take care of this, but to make sure it actually gets done, I got a written warning. So I had to call the office, get that taken care of, because for this truck, it used to have a different plate on it, so the tax identifier was for that other plate. So I called the office. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost, to get straightened out. But it got done. So we're good. We're good to go for that. Because that, I think she said, would have been a $443 fine. So that got taken out. So the information that was in there for the license plate on this truck now matches what the tax registration and tax identifier is supposed to be aligned with. So the old license was removed, the new license was added, no problem. So I stopped there in, what's that? I stopped there in Chemult, Chemult, Chemult. I don't know how to pronounce that name. That's about as close as I'm going to get. Stopped in at the Pilot there. Printed out the email with the, tell me that that's been amended, so I can put that in my file. Then I made it up the road. We stopped there in Madras, whatever you want to call it. Stopped at the Love's there. Used the old facilities. Got me a cup of ice. Like I said, I'm not in a hurry. I'm really basically half a day's drive, 4.5 hours about. I basically got like an hour and 10 minutes up here. That'll get me to the Pilot Flying J there at Biggs Junction. They're on 84. I said 86 before, but it's 84. Right there on the Columbia River Gorge. Unfortunately, that Pilot does not have laundry. So I'll take my duffel bag. I'll walk across the street to the TA Petro. Or across the street, they have laundry over there. I'll do laundry. I'll get that done today. I'm going to get my kitchen cabinet pulled out. I'm going to inventory everything that I have. I'm going to write up a menu for the week, or until next payday. So everything that I need disinfectant wipes. I need some toiletries. I need basic stuff that I need to be on the road. What food I need, all that jazz. So we're gonna like I said, inventory everything we got that I need to pick up here in a little bit. That way, like I said, we're not gonna buy something that we already have. What we're running low on, we'll stock up on. What I want, more to the point, what I need that I don't have, we'll definitely pick that up.
In 3 miles, keep left onto US 97.
So, like I said, we'll get that stuff done. We're still gonna make our delivery Monday, even though we had a bit of a delay. We got loaded Thursday. We had to wait for our permits until Friday morning. We went from Merced, California, over towards the east side of Oakland, San Francisco, Oakland area. So I-5, 580, 680, 80, the 505, put it back on the I-5. So we had to go out of our way a little bit to get where we needed to go. I was hoping Thursday, I was there at 10 a.m. We didn't leave till just about 7 a.m. Yesterday morning. So we lost a whole day there. So, like I say, Thursday, I was hoping to get up to Reading, Pennsylvania, Reading, California, up I-5 Thursday evening. That's where I was hoping to get to.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
I would have been able to get all the way up here to Biggs Junction yesterday. I would have been able to do that. But like I said, we were delayed basically a full day. We made it up here to Klamath Falls, Oregon last night. That left about 270 miles-ish here on US 97. And that's going to take us to Biggs Junction tonight. Monday morning we will get into Washington, make our delivery there in Sunnyside. We'll get this load off.
In a quarter mile, keep left onto US 97.
Shaniko.
Keep left onto US 97.
Like I said, you know, we're not exactly losing any time. So instead of waking up this morning in Biggs Junction, now, like I said, we're not going to get there till noon, just about an hour away. But that leaves that more than enough time to do a reset on our hours. We should, you know, as long as we have decent weather. I mean, hopefully all this cloud here goes away because you know, at least it's going to be somewhat decent weather, I think. But we'll see what the weekend brings us. Rest of today and tomorrow. There's some chores I want to get done. Like I said, I got a bit of paperwork to catch up on, just organizing it, copying with my copy side, get the originals put where they need to be put, filed, organized, blah, 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 blah. You know, general cleaning, change the sheets on the bed, vacuum, sweep, trash thrown away, clothes washed, organization, maintenance, all just the normal stuff that needs to be done. So we're just going to do what we can do. Nothing that incredible about it. Normal run-of-the-mill stuff. Everything was a little bit smoother Thursday without any didn't take as long as it did. Didn't have to wait for permits, we could have actually made our delivery yesterday. That would have been a possibility. But Monday was already set for a crane. So that kind of put the kibosh on that. It took longer to get loaded. So like I said, delay in loading, delay in the permits. When I got my permit, I have an extra 120 miles to go. That's about 2 hours and 10 minutes extra to drive in California. So, it's a good thing we had plenty of time until Monday with the it's only like 780 miles normally. Now it's over 860, 850 miles. So night, I just couldn't think of what to make for dinner. And I just had a pain in the backside kind of day. Spending all day driving in California. Whatever. So, I didn't really cook anything. I made a roast beef sandwich with some of the most bland roast beef I've ever had in my life. And the roast beef had zero meat. Nice big pieces of roast beef. Nice big pieces. But zero flavor. And it's like they put it into like a vacuum chamber and they turn it to suck out flavor on the settings. And then they cooked it. And it's like, ugh. Hey OTC, how you doing? Welcome to Oregon. US 97, we're about 45 miles away from Biggs Junction off of I-84 on the Columbia River Gorge. Like I said, so this weekend, I'm not going to do another quote-unquote plain roast beef sandwich. I had a bit of roast beef in my salad the day before. I had a roast beef sandwich last night. I mean, nice, a good amount of meat, yes, but just was not, there's no flavor in it. I mean, the lettuce I put on the salad, on the sandwich, had more flavor than the roast beef had. That shouldn't be the way it should be. But whatever. Like I said, pulling everything out of the kitchen cabinet, inventorying everything, see what I have, writing up a menu for until next payday when I will go shopping. I'm going to eat up what I have in there first before I get anything new. So I know I have a can of cream corn. I will be eating that. I know I have a can of peas. I'm not a big fan of canned peas, but it's in there. I'm just going to go ahead and eat it. I got flour, sugar, spices, herbs, seasonings, sauces. I got all kinds of stuff in there for a variety of stuff. But I need to get the old stuff out of there. Before I go buying any more evaporated milk, I'm going to use the couple of cans I have remaining in there. Before I buy more tuna, I'll use what I have in there. Before I buy any more cocoa, I'll use what I have first. Like I said, I'm going to pull everything out, inventory it, see how much I have of what, write up my makeup, my menu for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, what it is, whatever. And then, like I said, we will make a menu, figure out what recipes I can make, and like I said, that way when I do go shopping, everything is a lot more fresh, quote unquote, and I'll have another menu created, and I'll shop to that menu. That way, I'm not wasting space, I'm not wasting money, and everything I get can be used for multiple recipes. Like I said, celery, onion, carrot. I can use those in dozens and dozens of ways depending upon the meal. I can make a beef stew. I can make a beef ragu for spaghetti. I can make it like a bolognese sauce. I can make a soup. I can make a salad. I got, like I said, myriad ways to use celery, onion, carrot. That way, like I said, nothing gets wasted. Everything gets eaten in a timely fashion, and it's already hard enough to shop for such a tiny refrigerator. Because where can you go to buy 3 carrots only? Not many places. Where can you go to buy 12 celery stalks, and that's it? It's almost impossible to do. I want half a head of cabbage, not a full head of cabbage. That just doesn't fit in the refrigerator. A head of lettuce doesn't fit in the refrigerator. The way the vegetable is, the way the refrigerator is, it just doesn't work. So it's not terribly easy to do things sometimes. Well, just cut it down and lay it flat in a bag. But yeah, but once you cut things, they're damaged, and then they start rotting away a little bit faster. The vegetable is not meant to be cut until you're ready to cut it. You know, a carrot is easy. It's long, it's thin, it's flat. You know, celery, same thing, same kind of shape. Put the carrots in there, lay them down. Put celery in there, lay it down. An onion is round. Depending on the size of the onion, you know, and how fast you eat it, sometimes you can, you know, cut it and put it in there, but if you eat it fast enough, it's okay. If it takes a little while to eat it, things can go bad, which we don't need to be having. There's only so much meat and vegetables my freezer will hold. Yeah. So, you know, it's not as easy as just, well, just do this, just do that. Well, no. So when I make my meals, I need to plan a little bit more ahead so that what I do buy is a little bit more universal for every meal that I have. So, like I said, the same almost the very same ingredients that I'm going to use for chicken soup. The majority of those ingredients I can use to make a chicken curry. So, you know, there's a lot of overlap with things. It's typically the way you cook, how you cut it, what spices and herbs and seasonings you put in there, and how you combine them together with what technique. But until you actually use it, the storage of those items, that's the hardest part. It's like having a bread maker or a pasta maker on the truck. That's fantastic. I don't get to use it as often as I like, but when I want something, I can have it. Having an oven on the truck. You know, I can bake things, not just microwave them. We're not just heat them up in a little stupid little 12-volt, you know, little lunchbox heater that takes hours to heat something. I don't want to spend hours heating something that's mediocre. I want to take an hour to cook something that's fantastic, that's enjoyable, that I want. You know, heating up a Dinty Moore beef stew, I mean, come on. I don't need or want that. If I want a beef stew, I want to make my beef stew, my recipe, the way I like it, with what I want in it. You know, real beef that I, you know, season and cook the way I want it specifically. The carrots, the onions, the celery, the potato, celery, beef stew, the thickness, the flavor, the consistency that I want it to. Not what comes out of some slop can that's barely edible. You know? Like I said, I don't mind Dinty Moore beef stew. Sometimes that's all you need. But all in all, Dinty Moore is garbage. And I'm not trying to put Dinty Moore down for that, but there's a time and a place for that. And when I have the time, I have the tools, I have the knowledge, I have the skill, the ability, I have the everything. Normally I have to get two of them to feel anywhere satisfied. And I still have to have something else with it. But I can make, for the same cost or less, sometimes less, the same cost or less sometimes as 2 single servings of Dinty Moore, a little plastic tray, bought at the Pilot or the Loves or whatever, $8, $9, depending on where you get it at. You know, mediocre, barely acceptable. I can make a beef stew from scratch. All my own seasoning, water, oil, salt, pepper, bay leaf, herbs and spices, black pepper, potatoes, onions, celery, mixed vegetables, a decent fatty, chuck roast, cornstarch, every single thing that I could possibly need and want in a beef stew, I can make in the truck, in my Instapot, at 3 quarts. That's a minimum of 4 servings. I can make for the same exact price, or less than what 2 servings of Dinty Moore barely gives me. So, why would I want to buy that stuff? Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's like I've had a long, hard day. I'm getting stopped at 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. It's been a really rough day. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm aggravated. I don't want to cook. I don't want to try to go to bed after trying to cook for an hour. I want something now. So a quick Subway sandwich, a quick Godfather's pizza, or a quick couple of hot dogs, something like that is ready to basically instantly. Sometimes that's necessary, or all I feel in the mood for, But when I'm given the choice and I have the time, I know I'm not going to go to bed immediately after eating. I'm going to not sleep well. Why would I not cook in the truck? That doesn't mean I get to be lazy about just make a sandwich every night. Like I said, last night I just wasn't in the mood to cook. I made a nice thick, about a 2-inch thick roast beef sandwich. Not the best bread. Now I probably could have put it in the microwave, heating it up a little bit. That probably would have been better. But it's just a simple sandwich. Bam, eat it. An hour or so goes by, then I go to bed. That's a little bit better. The day before, I made a nice big chef salad. Almost every vegetable I have. Eggs, roast beef, provolone cheese, celery, onion, carrot, green pepper, lettuce, cucumber, Italian Robusto, wishbone, Robusto Italian dressing, and that was a good filling meal. Do I want to do that every single day? No, I don't. I was actually in the mood, hungry for some homemade enchiladas. But the hour and a half it would have taken to make them was not worth it yesterday, or Sunday. It took me about 20 minutes to make my salad. The day before, easy peasy. But we're going to figure out what I have in there. I'm sure there's stuff in there that I've forgotten. I know one thing, I'm missing my muffin pans. So I want to make blueberry muffins, but I'm missing my muffin pans. Now, what I'll probably wind up doing is making it in my square glass casserole. Instead, just make a one big giant muffin and cut it into squares and maybe do it that way. Don't really want to do it that way. I like individual muffins. Put 6 in there. Cook 6 in there first. Get the other 6 fully made up. Get my butter out. When the first 6 come out nice and hot, put the other 6 in there to cook over the next 18 minutes. By the time I'm done the first 6, the last 6 come out nice and popping fresh hot. And I can be satisfied with that, you know. This is Grass Valley, Oregon. Entering Grass Valley. Now we got about 28 miles to go up here to Biggs Junction. We got to slow down to 25 here now. I guess go through the heart of downtown. Like I said, you know, that's one of my missions, you know, today and tomorrow. Part of the chores I want to get done, you know, figure out what I have in the kitchen cabinets, what I can make with those things, and then go from there. You know, so I know I have blueberry muffins. I have a packet of pizza crust, some instant pizza crust. You know, all the flour is already mixed up with everything. You know, not the recipe that I would like, but as a quick thing, it's not too bad. It's acceptable. I'd rather make my own pizza dough. It's just better tasting, comes out better, cooks better, whatnot. So now there are the problem that I have with cooking a pizza is that this Galanz oven only goes up to 400 degrees. Now, for the vast majority of things, that's more than acceptable. I mean, I like cooking a chicken at 350. Some things I'll cook at 375. A few things I'll cook at 400. I mean, I got it. But I can buy a small pellet fed, you know, wood pizza oven, little portable jobber for like $100, $200. And I can make a pizza that I'm cooking at 600, 700 degrees. That would be a lot better. The only problem I have with that is I don't know where I would possibly store that, you know, that type of thing. But if I could have a pizza, I mean, I'll get rid of, I'll take the bread maker off the truck. I'll take the pasta maker off the truck. There's things I would take off the truck to put in a wood-fired pizza oven, you know, a little portable job. I would gladly do that. Just where would I be able to put it? You know, that's the thing. That's not a small implement. But if I could find a place to do that, way to do that, I would do that. mean, I'm still kind of in limbo with this truck because A, I'm still in a loaner truck after 4 months. You know, since May 19th. Well, 3 months. So I don't want to be building cabinets in a truck that I might not be in 2 weeks. 2020 truck. I'm at, you know, for when I do move into my quote-unquote permanent truck, you know, what I'm going to do. Like I said, when I get assigned a newer truck, you know, I will then be able to take some time to build the cabinetry I want to build, to be able to organize everything so that it works the best for me. You know, wondering what's going on with that, you know. But we'll see, you know. The last time I was at headquarters, about a month ago, there were like, what, 7, maybe 8 new trucks on the, you know, in the yard. And I understand not putting me directly into a brand new one because the plan was once my truck was repaired, I'd be getting right back into it. But those plans apparently got changed, so a business decision was made. Somebody else was put into that truck, and since I'm already out rolling, you know, keep me rolling, you know, which I'd rather be doing that anyway. You know, getting back to headquarters, spending 2 days going from one truck to another is not exactly fun. And more to the point, when I do that, I want to be able to take a little bit of time, you know, a few hours, to be able to, you know, build some cabinetry so when I do move into my full truck, when I move into my permanent truck, you know, I can, you know, I'll have some cabinetry already in there. So, you know, these crappy Walmart, you know, 3-tier, you know, plastic shelves, I can chuck those because I lose a lot of space, actual usable space, because of that. You know, 1/2-inch plywood, it's a cabinet that I insert into the cabinets that are built into the truck. I will actually gain 20-some% of the usable space in there. And when I gain that space, I can put more in a better organization.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
So everything just fits a lot better. I got my kitchen cabinet, built that. Pull out drawers, everything nice and neat and organized. I can put more into that smaller
Speed limit
space
reduced ahead.
doing that. I need a cabinet built for my clothes, so all my clothes
Speed limit reduced ahead.
will fit in there. Neater, tighter, more organized. And also, like I said, pull out drawers, so I'm not trying to reach behind things and scraping my hand on anything. Pull it out, bam. Easier to put stuff in, easier to take out, easier to find everything. A little cubby next to the driver's seat on the floor. Gloves, tape measure, my my tire pressure gauge, my tire depth, tread depth gauge. Right there, always. An extra set of keys, right there, always. The things that I use on a regular basis, always there. Just everything needs to be level organized. So, in my headache rack, I need bins in there where everything is divided up and, everything's in its own little cubby. That way it all fits nice and tight. It all fits neatly and I can find everything. When I need to go get a shackle, I know exactly where it is. They're stacked up nice and neat. They're not falling all over the place. When I need to find one, it's right there. When, my outside cabinets that are underneath the bunk, I want a pull-out platform to put my toolbox on. So when I need a cool toolbox, I'm not trying to fight other things. All my DeWalt tools in a nice, neat little row. The batteries are always charged. They're always easily accessible. All my bits and drivers and hammers and saws and grinders and everything else is nice and neat and organized. All my flagging equipment for doing oversize. Lights, banners, flags, magnets. Everything is neat, organized. Nothing is tangling up anything else. Nothing's in anything's way. When I need my height measuring stick, I don't want anything on top of it. I don't want to have to dig through anything to find it. I want everything to have a nice little cover. So when I need that height measuring stick, it's got its own little box that holds it nice and flat and level. Nothing's on top of it, ever. It's always in the same place. It's always easy to grab. Bing, bang, boom. At the foot of my bed, I want a nice shelf over the foot of my bed. I pick up I can pick up an extra almost 400 square inches of space. It's not going to get in the way of my feet. It's not going to get in the way of my blankets. I don't have stuff just piled up there. Everything is in a very specific place, neat and organized. When I need to find it, it's right there. Safety gear, vest, gloves, goggles, earmuffs, things of that nature that, that take up room, and because I have no other place to put them. Right here in the front, in front of the passenger seat, I want a small box, flat top, not going to break anything. So it doesn't where my printer is. That my printer sits on. It has a pull-out drawer. So if I need to get to the back of the printer, I can pull it out where it's actually, accessible. I have a little tray in there that's built into it where, my ink will sit, my extra paper will sit. So everything that I need dealing with the printer, it's right there. It's my oven. I need a little bit of something that's going to hold the oven in place. So if I have to, go in through potholed areas, or the corner comes up in too fast and it slides out, it's not going to fall on the floor. It'll be locked in place. When I get my quote unquote my full-time truck, my permanent truck, I can build a tray inside the step box to get up onto the catwalk. I can put a tray in there as well for certain specific things, and makes it truly useful and functional. It's not difficult. It just takes time to design and build that stuff. Okay, so these mountains up here, on the other side of these mountains here, that's going to be where the Columbia River is, the border between Oregon and Washington. I don't know, 30 degrees off to our left here is where we're going to be at Biggs Junction on I-84 and US 97, where we cross. We're going to pull in there. We're going to park there for the rest of the weekend. Like I said, we're going to get some chores done this weekend: cleaning, dusting, laundry, general organization, vacuum, sweep, wipe everything down as I can. Make sure all my tools are neat and organized. As much as I can. I'm going to change the sheets on the bed. I'm going to break out the steamer. I'm going to steam all the soft surfaces in the truck. Take the frozen food out of the freezer. I'm going to steam the hell out of that. Get all that ice out of there. All the surface, try to basically steam all the surface in here, get it nice and clean. I really can't do a lot with the trailer at the moment, organizing anything on the trailer, because this piece of this load I'm carrying is in the way. I'm not going to make everything neat and organized and clean. Get the laundry done. General stuff like that. I'm gonna Also, when I'm going through the kitchen cabinets, find out what food products I have in there. I want to, really think about what I absolutely must have on the truck and what I can take off the truck, so the next time I'm by my sister's place, I can drop that stuff off. Here, please put this on the shelf. Blah, 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 blah. But that's basically the weekend. What I'll be doing this time, that's it. Report that soon. I want to get a 5 to 5.5 pound chicken. I want some chicken and dumplings. Ain't had that in a good long while. I said, there's some things I want to make that, I just need to, know what I have, what I can do, and like I said, cleaning or same old. All right, so we're about 7 miles away from our stop here. I'll try to find the best parking spot I can. Unfortunately, this Pilot Flying J does not have laundry. Everybody's a winner. Pop across the street for the TA to have some laundry.
First left onto Biggs Rufus Highway.
And this is where we're going to sit here. We're going to cross over the river, right into Washington State, and a little bit, up there to I-82, and a little bit to the heading back east on I-82 towards Pasco and Richland, where we will make our delivery Monday. Then who knows where we got to go after that to pick up. Now we just got to find a place to park. A couple open spots. Good. And too many reserved spots.
Is on the right.
I do not want this very first spot right here. I'll be sticking out. Too many chances somebody to come along and hit me. What are you doing, PNS? What are you doing? What are we doing here? Now, putting your flashers on might tell somebody what you're doing. And if everybody knows what you're doing, there won't be a problem. No, it's not just you that needs to park. It's me. It's now the guy behind me who wants to get in here. Everybody wants to park. So try being as out of the way as possible would help.
Dirt road en route.
So we got 85 miles to go. And I'm going to back in right next to this Abilene Motor Express guy here. We're going to let him get past so we can get to the pumps. We can turn so we can get where we need to go and out of other people's way. You know, a little bit of courtesy. You know, that's all I want. The minimum of courtesy, civility, and maybe, just maybe, a bit of professionalism. You know, I understand you've had a long day, you've got a clock. I understand you've got things to do as well, but you know, you have to be mindful. You have to be mindful of other people. So we're just going to get, first of all, out of the way. We're not going to try to be perfect getting into this spot. We're just going to get out of the way first. See this guy in front of us? He's not being held up by what I'm doing. Nope. So now that we have a clear some time and space to do what we need to do, now we can straighten out. Now that way, other people can park, other people can fuel, other people can do what they need to do. My weekend is pretty much over. I don't need to rush. You know, get out of people's way. So when they see another Valley truck, they're going, hey, those guys are kind of professionals. Maybe, just maybe, I'll show them the same courtesy. Now, if this guy would have parked in his spot a little bit straighter, I mean, it might have been a little bit better, but, you know. Because I got, being 11 foot wide, I got to think of a little bit more than just putting it between the lines. I got to think of, well, what about the next guy coming along so he doesn't hit me? Because he may not be paying attention. We'll move over just a tiny bit to our right here. Try to get as even in the spot as we can, so this Abilene guy doesn't rip my flags off, because he's not exactly straight in his parking spot. Because unfortunately, in my driving career, I've been hit 12 times by so-called professionals. These lines are not straight. Left side is angled in. A little bit more than the right side is. Plus this guy, like I said, not parking straight in the spot is not really helping me. There we go, that's a little bit better. Not perfect because, people. But I'll just straighten it out a little bit later when this Abilene guy moves, I guess. But like I said, here we sit, Biggs Junction, until Monday morning. 85 miles to go, so about an hour and a half at the most. And we will will then see what we got for our next load, once we deliver on Monday. We got to meet at a specific time for the crane. I got to find out when that is. And that way we can time ourselves, to be there when they need me there. I don't need to break the trailer apart because, like I said, this is being offloaded with a crane. So that saves a little bit of time, a little bit of labor, but we'll get it all figured out. So sit here on my duff for the rest of the weekend. We're going to walk across the street to the TA here to do our laundry, cleaning, organizing, cooking, blah, 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 blah. And that's all we got to do. So until then, God bless, stay safe. Thanks for joining me. We will talk to you later.